Welcome to Lawrence, Kansas, and pay heed all who enter, and beware, these Jayhawks can play a little football too. What an exciting matchup we have in store for you this afternoon, built around the pageantry, tradition, and everything that makes college football great. As we'll see a squad from the Big Ten, the Oregon Ducks, taking on a team from the Big 12, the Kansas Jayhawks. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. And the Jayhawks will put total leather and we'll get started. And he's going to run it back. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. The offense lining up for a first down play. The give to the back. Bulls his way forward. Now they've got breathing room. Got 6 all the way out to the 20.
Well, it's plays like that that'll help this offense stay in rhythm all game long. If you can have that kind of success on first down running the football, it just opens up your entire playbook moving forward.
He's looking for an open man on second down. They're working that left side. Still running at the 40. Running toward the tape. The defense got caught that time, and they finally get him on the ground at the 41.
And as a defense, how scary is it having to defend this guy? He's one of the fastest players in America, and you saw it on that last play. It's not necessarily throwing him the ball over your head. They just get it to him quickly. The hard part now is running and tackling that guy. Not easy to do.
Good, solid pickup there. Now they can start to smell it with a first down at the 31. And the Ducks come to the line with a fresh set of downs. They'll leave it with the lone back. They'll pick up 4, 2nd and 6 coming. Offense lining up quickly. DB's right up on the receivers. Off play action. Pressure coming. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down. Trying to pick up a first down. On third down, he drops to throw. Fires to the big fella. He's there to make the stop, but the damage has been done as they pick up the first down on the throw and catch. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back.
All right, well, the offense here, they're trying to get this run game established. They obviously don't break off a long run there, but they're just trying to find their footing at this point.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Looking to the big tight end. And the timing just a hair off. 8th play on this opening drive coming up, and they need a third down conversion. From the gun, wants to pass. Takes a shot. And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Ducks!
Well, you know this offensive coordinator scripts his opening 10, 15 plays, and he didn't even need that. They went 9 plays and scored a touchdown. Everything working perfectly. They look like a well-oiled machine early in this game offensively.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And they'll get him on the ground as the offense comes out to start the next drive. Line gets set, first down. Quarterback checking off. Hands it off. Finds his way ahead for 3 out to the 16.
Nice run there on first down. You know this is a running back that gets better as the game goes on. So they're going to want to make sure they keep feeding him the football, let him get lathered up.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. He's looking to throw. Going to try to pop one on the screen. And that did not work. Defense smelled that one out from the beginning.
Well, the defense sniffed that screen out perfectly. All the D linemen, they were reading the body language of the offensive line. They knew something was up, and when the screen pass got thrown, they were right there to make the tackle.
That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down.
And that's a play on 3rd down. This offense just has to do a better job protecting their quarterback. Give him a split second more time to complete that throw, but they couldn't do it there.
4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. Slips through the line, and the punt team able to sling him to the ground. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. And David, how they would love to stick it in the end zone one more time after that last drive.
And once you get the defense on their heels and you back them off a little bit, you get in a little bit of rhythm, it's really hard to stop, Jesse, and they're going to try to do it again right here.
And if you're this play caller, you're loving what's happening right now because everything you dialed up on that last drive ended up working out. You're just looking at your play sheet. Everything you're picking is working. Let's see if they can pull it off again here.
They ripped off 7 on that one. Now a 3rd down and 3.
And that play is essentially like a jet sweep, right? This offense is going to run the football conventionally. They'll do it between the tackles. They'll do it outside. But there's a lot of different creative ways they can get their playmakers the football in the running game. And I think that was an example of what you saw right there.
Looking to buy time. And it's intercepted. A turnover for the defense. He'll try to take it back. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession.
When you get that quarterback and he starts to leak outside the pocket like that and roll, you roll with him. Those linebackers are supposed to move and shift with them, start to take away the field towards the sideline because think about it, he's not going to throw it back across his body. The defense read it well, moved with the rollout, made the big play.
You know, it's so important for offenses to want to keep 3rd downs manageable. The way you do that is by having success like that, running the football on 1st down.
And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground.
And I like the quarterback making the decision quickly. I'm going to give it. I'm not going to throw the football off the RPO and just let my back get some positive yards. You're getting 5+ yards. That is a great job by the offense. Continue to stick with that.
Bully ball on 3rd and short. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
Offense facing 4th down.
The Jayhawks will line up to punt it away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Pretty solid coverage there, and they'll stop him at the 26. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. Boy, they hope this next drive is more productive after throwing a pick last time, Jesse.
Yeah, and the coaches did a good job on the sideline there, just talking to the young quarterback and making sure he's able to turn the page, calm him down, and go out and refocus this drive.
Yeah, and some people do that better than others, but you got to show some trust in him, maybe get the ground game going, help around him a little bit with this system.
That's a really nice looking throw. And when I think about the Ducks offense, I think about explosive plays, right? In the running game, but also in the passing game. I feel like if this team is going to win the conference, they need this guy here to be able to make throws like that on a consistent basis. But I'll tell you, he really gives them a chance. He makes this offense go.
Really nice run there. Good, solid pickup, and they'll move the sticks for the 1st down.
Oregon 7, Kansas 0.
Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. Just a solid stop by this sophomore. The Ducks want to crank the tempo. Quarterback on the keeper. Not a whole lot of progress made there on the short run.
Well, the QB decided to keep it on that one. And listen, if you had his athleticism, you'd want to keep it too. Almost every time they run these types of option plays. But he's just going to have to do a good job of understanding when to hand it off, when to pitch it, and try to keep this defense on their heels and read his keys. He's got a lot of talent. Just got to make sure he's making the right decisions moving forward.
This defense is heating up. They got an interception the last possession. You could tell breaking on the football really, really well, seeing where the quarterback's throwing it, going to try to get it. Got another hand on it, almost had another interception.
So look at this. They're sending out the kicker to try a long one. Well, players don't really like kickers, but if this guy bangs through this 60-yarder, he'll be the toast of the team. Oh, and the attempt is no good. And the margin remains at 7 after the miss. Kansas gets the ball back, and the Jayhawk offense is ready to go to work. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
And last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot, and you got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, David, too predictable that last drive. They got to do something here to get this defense on their heels.
Picked up some yardage with that completion, now second down. Leaves it with the running back. He showed it all there, a little elusiveness, a little power, and he's got the first down.
And here we go. If you're an offense, you got to get that ground game going so you can have some balance, and then you give it to your quarterback, Palmer, and let him make some plays down the field later on.
Yeah, exactly. And then coming into this game, this offense knew they were going to have to some way, somehow, at least establish a semblance of a running game for exactly what you just said. You got to be able to use play-action pass later in this game to get some explosive plays down the field. And it's a play like that we just saw, which can help them get that going.
They'll ride the hot hand. Dances away from one. They stop him just short of the first down, but it will be 2nd and inches coming up. Less than a yard to go to pick up the first down. They'll run it from the gun. Finally pulled down, but not before moving the chains for a first down.
And I don't care if I get it by 2, by 20, by 30, by 40. I just want to get the first down, understanding the situation, understanding where the sticks are. Doesn't have to be sexy, but I got to make sure I get to that stick, get to the first down mark.
He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
Well, they're trying to get that run play going to the outside, but it's the defensive end who does a great job winning his one-on-one and forcing the negative play.
Oh, and they'll try to catch him with a pass. Unloads to the wideout. Makes a connection. Gets it inside the 5, down to the 4, and it'll be 1st and goal.
Really nice job by the quarterback understanding I needed to throw this ball hard. Like, I got to fit it in there tight. And a nice job by the wide receiver wearing it, because he really didn't have a choice, because he was going to wear that one regardless.
Keeping it on the ground on 1st and goal. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Jayhawks.
And he finds the end zone. I tell you what, man, this guy's going to be a force. You look at this offense, they find different ways to get him the football, different ways to use him. 3 times now he's entered the end zone, and not even 2 full games yet. This dude's a playmaker.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
All right, guys, want to update you on a game that went final moments ago. Arizona dug down deep and found a way to secure a coveted road win. And who knows how the pundits will view this one, but I'll tell you this, it sure beats trying to explain a bad loss. A lot to go through in the film session this week for both teams, but boy, it sure is going to be easier for the side that came away with the win.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update. Well, the quarterback can make a big play when he starts moving around. And that one's incomplete. Worth taking a shot there, but couldn't hook up.
Things aren't going to get better for this offense, guys, until their quarterback becomes more accurate. Obviously, that was the problem the last game out. Completed less than 50% of his passes there. and he's doing it again here. You just can't score points if you're not completing throws.
Fires to the middle. Complete downfield. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36.
I like the running back there on the route and the patience he showed, really setting it up. He got to the defender, was able to put his foot in the ground, get some separation, catch it, and turn upfield for the first.
They can rely on this guy to pick up solid yardage when they need it, and he's out to the 43. They can really be aggressive after that last play at 2nd and 3. He's looking to throw. Fires to the wideout. Pulls it in. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll make some adjustments. The Ducks have it with a 1st and 10. He's going to pass. Fires left. It's caught. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. And the Ducks are in the red zone. Trying to cap this drive with the pass. Zings it complete to the right. They stop him just a link or two short of the first, and man, what they can do on 2nd down here. And he'll be stopped for no gain, still sitting at the 3-yard line. Boy, they'd love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on 1st and goal. He's looking to throw on 3rd and short. That ball is intercepted at the goal line. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision.
The Kansas offense returns to the field. How big is this drive? Scored a touchdown the last time they had it. Defense gets a stop, and now it's up to them in a tie game.
All right, so if you're the offensive coordinator here, let's dial it in. Who are your best matchups and best playmakers to take advantage of this golden opportunity?
Yeah, and I'm interested to see this defense, too. Like, the momentum is clearly not in your favor. How do you get it back? How do you make a big play? Do you be more aggressive here to try to get the football back to your offense?
Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. Oh, the ball squirts out. Oh, the offense very fortunate to fall on that football. And it looks as if they've buzzed down. Replay wants to have another peek at that last play. So after reviewing the undisputable video evidence, the replay booth has decided to overturn the call. This will likely be the last play of the half. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. The Ducks will kick it away to start the 2nd half. The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. Kansas gets the ball back, and the Jayhawk offense is ready to go to work. First drive of the 2nd half, always fun to watch. You see what type of tweaks were made at the half, especially when you're locked up in a ball game like this one.
Yeah, and it's been a good game. I mean, it's been a little bit of back and forth and a feeling out process. And now once you get in the 2nd half, who's going to get aggressive, Paul? Who's going to take some shots, try to make some plays, and really go for it?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think as play callers right now, you learn a lot about these coaching staffs with respect to who does make the best adjustments. There's a lot of coaches that believe we're just going to be who we are. We're going to keep doing what we do. We're just going to do it better. But then there are others that tweak things a little bit on offense and on defense. We're going to find out here.
The offense setting up shop at the 46, 1st and 10. Gonna run it. It's Lockett. And he'll pick up the first down, but he got drilled on that tackle.
First down, you know you always want to establish the running game. How about this offense? Nothing fancy. Run the football, be physical, get a big gain.
They're down to the 35 on 1st and 10. They'll see if they can find some running room on the right here. And chunk plays are the name of the game, and they get one here before the defense finally makes the stop.
Yeah, I tell you what, I'm always keeping track as a defensive coordinator of where they're running the football. You can see they ran it to the right. Do they like this matchup? Is the right side of their offensive line really good? I'm going to be paying attention to that because that's a big game. I got to make sure I shut this down the next time they run it.
To the ground, he's got it again. Fights his way ahead. They get him down after a pickup of 3. They'll mark it at the 12. 2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. From the gun, running back gets the give. Brought down after a 5-yard gain down to the 7.
I think that was an example of the offensive coordinator trying to help out his quarterback. He's trying to keep these 3rd downs manageable. You know, you throw the ball on 2nd down and it's incomplete. Now you've set up 3rd and long, and now you're set up to fail.
It'll be a run on 3rd and short. Touchdown, Rock Chalk Jayhawk! They take the lead with the 6.
Wow, this offense, they have a lot of faith in this running back, knowing if they get down in this area of the field, he can get it done and he can answer the bell. 2 rushing touchdowns already for this offense.
And the PAT gives them a 14-7 lead. That is an efficient drive. 7 plays, 75 yards. And he found his way to the end zone from the 7 to cap it. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And he's going to bring it out. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. That last possession, a prime example, Jesse, of how things get condensed in the red zone.
Hard to throw when the windows are smaller, and that's what happens down near the goal line, David. But for this quarterback here, just take accountability and ownership and come out here and lead your offense.
And move on. Like, we needed points. That's something that we can harp on. We'll watch the tape this week, but now it's time to move on. Let's get another drive going.
You open a drive like that, and you've got some operating room. It's 1st down from the 38. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Dances away. He'll throw one to his right. And that deep shot's going to wind up incomplete, but we do have a flag on the field. Let's see what the official says. On 1st down, here comes this offense. Out of the gun, the give to the back. Still on his feet at the 45. They'll finally drag him down, but not before he gets it to the 40, and it's a 1st down. The Ducks come to the line in the hurry-up. Trying to find his man on 1st down. Using his legs to buy some time. Nice run there to keep things moving before they force him out of bounds. And now on 2nd down for this offense. The corners are walked up tight. Wide receiver now comes in motion. On 2nd down, looking again to throw. Here he goes breaking the pocket. On the run, fires downfield. And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, Oregon!
I know it's early this year, but it's obvious this guy is a focal point in this offense. After having 2 touchdowns in his first game, he gets on the board here. Doesn't matter where he lines up, they find ways to get him the football, and defenses just have not been able to figure him out.
And we're all square as he's set to kick it away. He'll call for the fair catch here. The Kansas offense returns to the field. You want to talk about a drive where you impose your will? That's what they did running it down for a touchdown, David.
There is nothing more demoralizing than that for a defense. To be physically pounded, the run is coming, you know it's coming, and you can't stop it.
Nothing the defense can do. That is mano-a-mano up front, and your guys getting the push. They know you're running it, and they still can't stop it.
They're going to ride this running back. A confident, tough, efficient run gets it up to the 44.
When you're a defense, it is stop the run first. That is your first responsibility. It makes the whole game easy. And right now, they got it going on the ground. The defense is going to have to change something up. These little tiny dink and dunk, dink and dunk. You keep doing this, they'll go all the way down the field on you, so you might want to get a little bit more aggressive.
At the 45 on its way. And he'll ramble to the 34 before he's finally knocked down. Not much can impose your will on a defense like popping a big run.
Especially when they know you're going to run it, right? This offense right now is just more physical. They're more physical up front in the trenches. And this running back and his ability to break tackles, that is just so demoralizing for this defense.
He makes the connection.
And a really nice job by the wide receiver. You run a drag route, find space. They're in zone coverage. They're not covering man-to-man. Find a little hole. Look at that QB. Y'all get on the same page. You could tell they were, and that's why they got the first down.
The give to the lone running back.
Running back. Third down coming up. That's the end of the third quarter. And after 3, we're all tied up.
They've changed ends of the field, now facing third down as they go back to work. Looking to move the chains. They throw it complete to the left. And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-gain land.
Fourth down.
A tie game here late, and they do not want to give up this football. They'll go for it on fourth down. Touchdown, Rock Chalk! They've got the lead here in the fourth.
Reese, that's 3 for the young fella. I mean, this dude's smelling the end zone. Anytime he gets near it, you know he's going to lower his shoulder, do whatever it takes to get in the end zone. The hat trick, the third touchdown.
He'll try to tack on one more. The extra point is good, and now in the fourth, they're up by a touchdown and an extra point. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Dynamite matchup this week, fellas. Let's show you what's going down. Florida Atlantic is up big right now in what's shaping up to be a blowout they'll remember in Boca for some time. They're up by 24 over the Pandas. Your boy KC has you covered here in studio, guys, in case anything changes in this one.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. They'll crank up this drive with the pass. And he is finding wide-open defenders all over the field. His third interception of the day.
What a game-changing play by this defense. Nice job. You got them backed up in their own territory coming out. Now you force the turnover, set your offense up with some great scoring field position.
Pushing ahead, a tough run. Picks up 4. It's down at the 15.
Well, no mystery on that play call, right? You've got the lead late in the game. You've gotten the ball back on the other side of the 50 on your opponent's side, and so you're just going to run it. And it's fine if they know that. You just want to stay on the field and bleed this clock, and you got to start thinking about where are your best run-up runs. Which side of this offensive line is the strongest? Which guys defensively do you want to attack so you can take as much time off the clock as possible?
And maybe they want to try somewhere else because there is nothing doing in the middle of this defense.
Well, they want to come out and try to get the run game established, but up front defensively, they made a play. They gave up nothing on that one.
Got to find some breathing room if you're going to establish yourself on the ground, and there wasn't any that time.
Yeah, Reese, I wonder now.
And he can't find a receiver, and down he goes. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. And now on 4th down, they will put it on the shoulders of the kicker to save them with his foot.
You know, it's funny, in an age where there's so many college football analytics, everybody wants to go for it on 4th down. At the end of the day, it still comes down to managing the game. Good decision by the head coach here in the 4th quarter. By kicking that field goal, you've now made it a 2-possession game. Your chances of winning this thing have now gone way up.
And the returner will be knocked down. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. Well, let's see if this drive goes better than the last one. They were in and out quickly after the quick pick, David.
Yeah, first play, big mistake, man. Now, let's get this offense in a little bit of a rhythm. Maybe before you open it up again, Palmer, or do you trust him right away?
He seems to me like the guy maybe that just needs to kind of get into the flow of the game. So maybe you get the running game going here and just give him some easy looks to let him get lathered up.
The give out of the gun. He kept those legs moving, got 3 out to the 19. If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. On 3rd down, going up top. Throws for the tight end. So important to convert these 3rd downs, and they get it done. They'll have it at the 42. And the Ducks will hustle to the line. They absolutely had to have that 3rd down to keep any glimmer of hope alive.
And defensively, that's exactly what I want. Make you get the 3rd down. The clock is your enemy. Multiple possession lead. That is right where I want this offense.
They make the stop, but the sweet throwing catch is plenty to give them a 1st down.
I'll tell you, you cannot count this team out because of who's playing quarterback. When this guy's in the game, it's never over.
He'll take a shot. Ball into the end zone, and it's intercepted. So the penalty will not be enforced. The defense declines and stands on the result of the play. 1st down here for the offense. Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. They'll run it. They want to take their time here. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
Well, they've got the lead. The defense just did their part, getting a takeaway. So now if you're on offense, you want to run the ball and take as much time as possible between snaps. Stay in bounds and let this clock tick away.
And he's able to shed 1 tackle. He gets a pretty good pickup.
This is a big pressure moment for the offense, too, because they've got the lead, but it's now 3rd down on their own side of the field. They would love nothing more than to be able to convert this, stay on the field, keep bleeding the clock, but the defense, I'd expect them to bring pressure here, trying to force the ball out of the QB's hands quickly.
He gets... So close to the 1st down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense is that much closer to salting away a victory. They already have a comfortable lead, up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on 4th down. Try to get it on the ground. And he gets the 1st down, but man, did he get the hit stick laid on his noggin.
How about that? You got the lead late in the game. Get some 1st downs, salt this clock away. This is the exact position you want your offense in.
Imposing their will, right, David? I mean, we know we're running it. You know we're going to run it. We're trying to ice this game. There's nothing you can do to stop it.
Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. They'll be perfectly content to go right back to the ground here on 2nd and 8. That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Running back searching for a hole. And there were some collisions in there, and the D finally stops him short of the marker. And the Jayhawks decide to punt it away. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. Fourth down, and the punt team sends it the other way. And the return man is stopped, and that'll leave it up to the offense on the next drive. And now the offense will come onto the field again. They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. Working that left side now. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down. He's looking to throw. Quick completion on the out. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down.
Well, this offense has a ton of work left ahead of him here in this 2-minute situation late in the game, but the drive off to a good start. You get the first down, you get out of bounds, you're working the perimeter of the field. That is exactly what you want to do.
And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one. The Ducks racing to the line in a hurry up. On second down, he'll fire. Quickly complete. He's run out of bounds, but he's got enough to move the sticks. They have a first down at the 41-yard line. Looking to move it through the air. Quick completion on the out route. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. He wants to throw. The quick out. They make the stop, and the clock strikes 0, and that will do it for this one. Guys, this is a really good win for this ball club as they put together consecutive victories.
And this season, that's what you got to do. You got to put together good weeks, build on each other, build that momentum, continue to grow as the season goes along.
Yeah, David, it's all about building confidence, and it's really important for these players to go out, work hard in practice, and see that hard work really pay itself off on game day. This is a team that's really starting to believe in itself.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, our entire broadcast team, I'm Reese Davis. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.